Okay, this I'm starting the second one to that because I have to, because this is what happens. And this is why I have to do them in two parts, because somebody comes to the door or the dogs go crazy, and so I just can't start the whole thing over. So that's why I have to do two parts. You know, anyway, so I was talking about, you know, the light that he said, you know, shine the light, shine your light. It's exactly what I've been saying. Well, now he's been given these messages, okay, regarding the same thing to my three friends. And like I said, out there, you probably, you know, all know them very well. I'm not going to say who they are, but we know each other too, all right? And we all confirm each other's word. So they're all really close to the same wording. I will tell you this, last week, it just knocked us all down, because he gave us, all four of us, a word within, you know, like, I got one, like, let's just say on a Friday night. I don't remember what it was, but the next morning, they hadn't read mine yet, right? I had, you know, typed it out. I don't even know if I sent it yet, but anyway, I sent it to them. They hadn't even read it yet. The one is out having her special quiet time with the Lord. She gets the message. The other one, she's out. She's not read anything on the email all day. She's with her, you know, getting her special time. She comes in, opens up her email, here's my message, which brought her to tears because it's exactly, almost word for word, what she just got. Then the other one chimes in and says, I can't believe this. I just can't believe this right now because I just got the same thing. Then the other one, later on that day, she brings out one that matches the other three. That's what he does. That's exactly what he does. So I can't make you believe me. I hope that you do. I really hope that you do. You know, you have to understand, I fear the Lord more than anything. I fear Him terribly. And, you know, and I have told him, you know, if this is not you, if this is not what you want, if this is not pleasing to you, if it's not your will, you know how he says, you know, cut off your arm, you know, if it sins, poke your eye out if it, you know. And that's what I was saying, pull this out. Just pull it out if it's not from you. If it's not you here, and it's not, if I'm not doing what you want, then you know what? Take me right now. Just take me right now. Just rip it out of me right now, because I would rather you rip it out right now than let me continue on. I say this over and over to him. I beg him. You know, I just gotta go raw. And that's another thing is in one of the messages today, okay, the one I was telling you about that gave it today about the light. She had mentioned about blind faith. He says, now you must walk in blind faith in me. All right? Absolute blind faith. Regardless of what you see around you, what you hear, you have to walk in blind faith, like Moses did. Okay? This is another confirmation, like Moses did. On my signature, okay, on one of my pages on my signature, I have this prayer type signature that I've had for years. And in there, you know, I say, oh, you know, blah, 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 Mary Beth. But then underneath here, I have this, you know, oh, Lord, give me, okay, this is exactly what I say. I don't know what order I say it, but I say, Lord, give me the chutzpah of Moses. And that's what I call it. I just couldn't think of a word, you know. And Moses, he had some chutzpah, didn't he? And he kept walking, not knowing where the Lord was taking him, ever. I mean, he just went. And he heard, and he just went on blind faith. And so, you know, Lord kept telling me to go, and that's exactly what he did. But he had it. And even though he'd get frustrated sometimes, and oh, you know, I got all these people, you know, how many millions of them, and they're crying and whining every day, and they want to eat, and they want to drink, and I don't have anything. But you know what? He kept doing it. He kept doing it. So I call that chutzpah. You know, Lord, give me that chutzpah, you know, that blind faith that Moses had, please. Can you believe that? Can you just believe that? Okay, but believe it, because it's absolute truth. Truth, hand to God, it's true. Then I would pray for, I love King David. Love King David. King David, such a soft heart. He was so kind. He was so loving, and he loved the Lord. I mean, King David truly loved God. He loved Him. And I always pray, Lord, let me have that what David had. Let me have that towards you, that love and that heart of David, the heart of David. Lord, let me have that. Let me have the ability to come before you and ask for forgiveness and to repent with everything I have, just as David did. David would lay down before the Lord, and he would just, purely, it was just pure, and he would just ask the Lord just to take everything, and he just would have repented with everything. And I say, Lord, let me do that. Let me have the heart of David. Let me be able to do that, And at the same time, let me have the warrior side of David. David was a mighty warrior. He's a mighty fighter. He's a mighty fighter for the Word of God and for the Lord. And so I'd say, let me have that warrior, part of David, that comes from you, that's a warrior for your kingdom. Let me have that, Lord. And I would pray for the wisdom of Solomon. Always. For years, okay, these things. This is what I asked him over and over and over. Not the same way, but I would just be like, Lord, I would just talk to him and say, Lord, can you just please, I know you can do it because you've done it. I've read where you've done it. I've watched the movies. I've watched all the biblical movies every Sunday night, 9 o'clock TBN. Every Sunday night I take one of the movies. And last week was David again, and a couple weeks ago Jesus of Nazareth. But my kids laugh at me, of course. But every Sunday night, 9 o'clock, one of my biblical movies are on. Anyway, but I don't get them from that because I read the Bible. But this is what I ask him for, okay? I ask him for the wisdom of Solomon, right? The wisdom of Solomon. He just keeps confirming. By bringing up Moses today, that blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. And the light. So, I received him the other day. I went to him in prayer, and a lot of times I write it. I'm in my zone, my quiet, and I get a piece of paper, and I, Lord, speak. I just put out a prayer and I write it. And I just get there and I wait for him. And I said to him, he gave me word, all right? And I wasn't prepared to do this, so I don't have it really ready, okay? So I'm so sorry about that, but I really don't have it all ready. But he said, those you must not pay attention to, for they were not the ones called. I have allowed you audience of me. And we speak into is people who leave, comments of how foolish you are to believe anything, and what I'm talking about, those, and we worry instead of taking all this time to go through. He's like, stop. I don't post on Facebook. I have a huge family, massive, right, massive, and lots and lots of friends on there. But he said, don't, because he knew I would spend more time defending him, me, the word, the teaching, it wasn't for them. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about me. Okay, if I would have posted on Facebook these things, it would have become about me, and that's not what it was about. It was about him. It was about him and who he wanted to reach with you guys, because it was for you. Okay, it was for you, and y'all know who you are. But when you become a child of the Lord's, okay, when you become a Christian, when you become a true child of the Lord, remember I told you, he changes you. You're not the same person that they knew. My family really doesn't know me. I mean, they know me, but they don't. And it's really sad that they think that they do. And my friends, they don't know me. All right? So, because he's changed me, I don't want to get into all that, but you know how it is, and that's what happens, because We lead different lives now. We have different priorities. He is first. Facebook, he's not so first, okay? I don't have time for that. I very seldom ever get on it. I really only just use it to post pictures of the family we share, my family and I, okay? When you have a big family, that's what you do, and very seldom do I ever get on there. But everybody's like, oh, you post on Facebook? I go, no, the Lord told me not to, because it's going to take too much time, and it's not going to do any good. I'm not doing what He wants me to do, because those aren't the people He wants me to reach. It's you guys He wants me to reach. You know who you are. So that's why He has said that. And He said, those that have not understanding do so because the enemy writes their words and blocks hearing. All right? For they may be my child, but the words they speak. Okay, wait a minute. What he's talking about here is the different people who give different messages, and then they say they're from the Lord, and they're just like way off in thinking. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, where'd that even come from? You know which ones I'm talking about, okay? And so, of course, I went to him on all this, you know, and I pray about everything. I go to him about everything. And he said, those that have not understanding do so because the enemy writes their words and blocks their hearing. For they may be my children. You know, those people may be the children of the Lord, truly children of the Lord, but the words they speak in response are not of him. He says, you are correct in knowing that I will deal with them, for your attention cannot be kept by them now. It will deflect your assignment I have given for your heart, to your heart and spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it says, you must speak, child, of what you know, not beyond. My spirit will be upon you and those who the meaning is far. So that means, you know, the ones that I've been saying that it's for you, that oomph, right? So he says, listen well, time is short. Give them the truth. Many will not hear, but others will hear clearly, okay? Speak of my will. Speak of your teaching, what I've been taught. Speak what you know. And you know what? What I'm sharing with you is what I know. It's what I know. And if I don't know something, I'll say, I don't know about that. I'm an expert on that, but this is what I do know. I've always said that. This is what I do know. It says, my sparrows are my special children who longed for me day after day, who walked after my heart, even after much affliction allowed in their life. Not all ears hear as my sparrows. Cosmic disturbance will occur. Be assured, time is now. And but I said, remember, I don't know what his time. I don't know what his now is. Okay, I know he's here. I know he's. That's another thing. Is what he told me. He you know, he's walked to me. I'll get to that. I'm sorry. I'll get to that. So, be assured, you know, that time is now. Give a last oomph to the victory line. Show my patterns you speak upon. I was telling you, everything is patterns. Everything is patterns. Show again your love for me. I think everybody pretty well knows how much I love him. I mean, kind of get goo-goo over him, right? Probably sick of it hearing how much I love him, but I can't help it because I'm so in love with him. He says, do you see the hearts that are melting toward me? And I do. You guys can't even believe all these hearts that are melting toward the Lord. I can't even tell you. Do you see those that I have sent to listen to you about my love for them? And yes, it's unbelievable. These I have chosen, daughter. Okay? Y'all know who you are. You all know who you are. These are those special children I have heard call, okay, on my name, and these are those I am now blessing and reaching out my divine hand to. It's you guys. And I'm telling you, you know who you are, okay? He's saying right now, you know, that he's reaching his divine hand to. All that you and my other sparrows have been taught, the many mysteries of the days now, were no doubt subject to scoffers, just as I was, just as my disciples and believers of the day were. What makes it different now? No different. We're going to get exactly the same treatment he did. And we're just people. We're not anything. We're not disciples. We're not prophets. We're not anything. We're just people, okay? We're just his children. His children. Does not the enemy whisper louder and harder into their ears now? Does he too not know the time? What I have given was given to those I chose before you were born, for I know you and all the days of your life. Who was ordained to learn my mysteries? Have I appointed disciples of today and made them announce to the world as I did my first 12? No, I did not. And I give knowledge of these things to whom I ordained it to, not because someone wanted or thought they should receive it. Heaven's teachings and ways are not the ways of this world. I do not bow to this world, for I am Jesus Christ, Lord of lords, King of kings, and I sit at the right hand of the Father in heaven. Who will deliver the sealed words told long ago, but not in detail, our text? Who but me knows and appoints this gift of knowledge, understanding of what has never been heard? I keep telling you, it's never been heard. I am doing as I said, and he is. Not all have hearing in the spirit for this. They are not given what I have gifted, for they know not my ways and my heart. They may know me and love me, but they do not ask me for what you do. Okay, remember I told you what you got to ask for. They do not see the layers I have placed for them to learn. They do not listen to my voice in full attention, for they hear nothing new, nothing brought to life that has laid asleep in my pages for what was to be taught. You know, they keep reading the same thing, and they're not hearing what he's trying to bring up to life to them, all right? And you know what I'm saying. They see me as they see me then. They do not see me as I am. Wow. They look to me as does a child who cannot understand a new definition to a word that they used many times, for they do not wish to vary from what they use my words for. Can they not see the many uses for what I say and have taught? No, for they cannot move from the spot from where we first met. Okay, from where they first met him. Remember I told you about the kindergarten and you know, teaching and how they stay right there? They fear the steps ahead. They cannot walk in faith needed to hear when I call, for fear their spot will be taken and replaced by another I may love. Do they not know I love all the same? Do they not know what pleases me? Much they lack, but I will still hear their prayers, for they too are mine. Bless them and see how I work in their spirit, for this I will surely do. You know, and he says, you know, I come to bring my bride home. I come to cleanse the earth of all that is destroyed, that has destroyed the goodness that once had a chance to survive, but has now been destroyed and removed. I will come to save those that are mine, those that love me, believe in me, their Savior. I come to destroy what is not from me and from heaven above. I will do all this, for I love all who love me, and will show my faithful sheep that I have kept all I have promised. These who cannot see what is ahead, that are blind to the patterns of the past, will see soon their error, for they will not be prepared for the day ahead. They will not be prepared for the day ahead. These are those that you must concern yourself not with, as I will handle and call on those who haven't been, who haven't been taught and judge what I have taught. You know, those ones that are judging all of this. The ignorance you spoke of speaks to the hearts of these children, and yet it does not reflect their own shadow that they are to whom I speak. He's saying they have no idea. They have no idea that's who he's talking about. Look at these people who are all judges and stuff, who say they're Christians, and say they think they know him. He's like, that's the ones I'm talking about, all right? That's not hearing me. So he just says, child of my heart, share your heart as you have done, for what you share is of me. You speak truth to who you know me to be. I do. I tell you who I know Jesus is, he's shown to me. I will do all that you were taught. Who has called on what child? Who has called on what child is taught what? Only I can do that. But you share with my children what needs to be known to them, how to guard and protect themselves from what is released into a sinful earth. Weapons must be added to their armor. Remember I said that? Prayers must be given, and yes, I do love all and will hear their pleas and prayers. I will bless those who seek with a pure heart for blessings over the lost. I hear their words of glory praise. This pleases me. Continue to pray and be faithful, for I reward my faithful children with blessings to their heart's desire. I want to bless. I want all to come to me. I see their children, their families. I see your tears. Do I not want to comfort my children? Have faith in your walk to me. Hear me. Hear what I say to you now. Much is not understood, and that is of me. Walk in love. Walk in my light. Know that I want none to perish. Oh, here goes the dog. I want none to perish. Give me now those you pray for. Ask me through your genuine heart to release divine blessings over them. Repent in their behalf, okay, on their behalf, and ask for forgiveness. See what I may do. See my love for all my children, and how I reward those who truly believe me to do so. Believe I will grant you release of what you lay before me. Run after me and my heart now. Let me show you my love for my children and my promises I make to you now. I say to you, I am love coming down. Your heart is what I seek. That's what he said. Your heart is what I seek. My battery's running low, so I'm going to have to end this, but I'll continue it, as soon as it charges up. So there'll be like 3 of these. All right? God bless you. See you in a minute.